Hello, I'm Ian, I Explore. Today is the 1st of September, so let's get on with the video. On this video, we're going to look at things that are long gone, lost, or been demolished around Grimsby. Okay, so let's go on to the first. This is an industrial one, this one that's been lost, and I'm walking up to it shortly on where it was. This on Wellington Street and Albion Street corner. Okay, I'll just go across the road and I'll point out where this was and tell you what it was. Okay, let's move on. This one is industrial, the first one that's been demolished and replaced in the past, and it is Cooper Snowden Joinery Moulding Manufacturers, and it was on the corner of Albion Street and Wellington Street where I am now. So where the houses are over there, that is where that was stood. Okay, so we'll come up to a well-known shop that used to be in Grimsby, and this one is Gregor's, and it was in there. You see where the white is? That's where it was, in there. Gregor's, where you got your bikes from. It says lightweight cycle specialists. On that white wall that I showed there, above there where Gregory's was, there was some advertising. And this says paint, yarnishes, brushes, etc. to be obtained by AC Beeson and Son of 126 Freeman Street. What is a yarnish? I honestly don't know what that is. I've just come off 8th Avenue, now I'm on this street. Okay, Margaret Street. And I've come down here to show you where there was once a church called All Saints Church, and next to it was a Sunday school. So let's have a look where they used to be. Hey, so the church and the Sunday school were over here. Right in front of me you would have seen a church, and over there you would have seen a Sunday school. Okay, and also a bit further down there, that's any road by the way, there was a pumping station as well. Back out onto 8th Avenue now, but I mean, I think I may have featured this before. If I have, I do apologise. But get this, Video World Beta. That's going back some years, the old video shops. Okay, I know I featured some of this before on my videos. I've just done 2. You know, is Grimsby still great and all the rubbish lying around? But look, it's still happening. This is on 8th Avenue. I don't know. As I said on them 2 videos, is Grimsby still great? Well, you see that and you think, if you're a visitor by the way, you'd wonder, wouldn't you? But it is. Just thought I'd show you that anyway. And don't forget to watch them videos by the way, they're really good. There's part 1 and part 2 that are on my channel right now. Okay, and they are called, Is Great Grimsby Still Great? So you can find them on my channel, you'll see what I've been talking about there. I've just pointed that out. Right, so let's move on. Across the road from where I'm standing, that used to be the Ritz Video in there. Again, another video shop. But back in the 80s, video was massive, wasn't it? It's like now really, you know, streaming, that kind of thing. But then you had to walk in there, physically get a tape, go home and watch it. And I remember buying my first, it was a beta actually, cost nearly like £400. I mean, you know, I was a lot back then. I think I got it about 82 or something like that. But probably a lot of you had them videos and things like that in the past. Right, so I'm going to continue walking down here now. I'm on 8th Avenue still. Let's continue. I'm just to the side now of Wintringham Road, and in this area was a theatre, picture house, cinema, dance hall, you name it. I think it was even a nightclub at one time. And here was the Gaiety. Okay, so I'm still on Victoria Street, and I've come to show you this place, okay? Now this has been quite a few things. It was a tool machine shop, okay? And previous to all that, above this, I'll show you the building in a minute, it says Use More Electricity Grimsby, and it was the Corporation Electrical Department. Okay, I'll just turn this round and I'll show you it. And it was in there, this building here. I featured it many a times. Well, nowadays, as we know, the cost of that is very high, so using less nowadays. You know, we've got equipment now that's a lot better, more efficient, etc. But okay, what a statement that is. Use more, now we use less. Let's move on. Right, so I'm stood on the River Red. Okay, the bars. Now just in this area here, any of you remember the stocks that used to be down here? There was 2 of them. One near where that phone box is, and one a little bit further away from it. I remember putting my head through there once, I couldn't get it out. But yeah, there was stocks down here, so any of you remember that one? I'm now stood on Osborne Street, and on the corner of East St Mary's Gate and Osborne Street was this building here. Now this was called the Great Grimsby Gas Company and Showrooms, and that was in there. That was still that when I was younger. And it's now, as you can see, the training place or learning. But let's go round so I can show you a bit more of it. It's Sunday but early, but there's still a lot of people about. Yeah, but yeah, there's the front of it there. Okay, and that is where you went in. Where, if I move this way a little bit, through there, where the sign is. That's where the original door was. But yeah, this was the Great Grimsby Gas Company and Showrooms. Right, so I've moved a lot further now. I'm on the West Marsh and where I last was. I'll show you where I am. I'm on York Street. Well, York Street's over there. That's the vicarage. Now, I know I've been up here before on the West Marsh. I've done a lot of videos around here. And also, you've probably seen me drone shots. But I've come in here because I found some new things. Okay, I went further back in time on the maps and I found things that used to be on the Boulevard. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so where I'm stood now, in this area, York Street is to the left where the camera's pointing. This used to be a putting green. Now, I'm assuming that means, you know, golf, practicing your golf putting into the hole. You know, I think that's what they do at the end, isn't it, putting. And also, in this area here, okay, where the tribute to the Lincoln Castle is, the anchor down there, that, in here, used to be a bandstand, and it does circle round as well. It was all the way around. So yeah, there was a bandstand in there. Moved around from where I was, and somebody asked me about this bowling greens, by the way, just thought I'd say. So in here, Amber is now, you've got the Pavilion Cafe over that way there. This was the bowling green. Let's scroll down there, look. I'm still on the Boulevard now, just come out from showing you where the bowling green was. And also, this on the corner of Jackson Street and York, that in there was the lodge. Okay, now in front of the lodge, which I'm hoping I've got this right and in the right place, okay, was an aviary, which would have had birds in it. Now, I've never seen this before, so it must have been well before my time of walking around the park. And the location is just here. Whether or not the tree was there at the same time, but it was in this area. So you'd walk around and come and look at the birds with that inside there, but yeah. Right, so okay, so I'm currently on Jackson Street now. Right, so I'm going to move on now to Ainscroft Street, okay, and point out a couple of things that's at the top of this. I know they've definitely been demolished. And sometimes they change these street names as well, which is annoying. You know, it really is. I've seen it done a few times. I've looked at maps and thinking, well, why is this street called that? But anyway, let's have a look down there on Aincross Street. It's on, we're going up now to where the vicarage is, what I just pointed out, on York Street. Let's take a quick look at the vicarage, and I'll tell you something about this, what I heard from somebody that's actually been inside there. As you can see, there it is. Okay, so I was in the pavilion a bit ago. I think it was an open air, something like that, about history. And there was a man in there, I think he was in his 90s, if I remember rightly. He told me about Walmsley Street. And he also said, I think it's the same gentleman, he went in there and for something, I can't remember what he said it was. But anyway, he went in there and it was all laid out with his best china. I mean, you can imagine, can't you? All round here wasn't exactly, you know, rich, it's all working people. And, you know, somebody going in there and seeing all the splendour in there of a really nice set out dinner table and that. A bit like if you watch, I know I keep on about it, but if you watch like Downton Abbey and things like that or anything like that and you see all these tables, I'm guessing it probably would have looked like that. But to get it from somebody that actually saw it with their own eyes, that is amazing. And I'd like to thank the gentleman again for all this information. I've had on a few videos. But yeah, it was in there. And I think he said it was upstairs. To the side of the vicarage in this area, where this grass area is, these is all houses. Okay, and I've actually got the numbers as well. So I've got 165, 157, 149, 143, and 141. All in this area here, all completely gone. There was next to the vicarage there. Moving along a bit further, so in this area where all these new houses are, this was St Paul's Church Hall. Okay, and across the road, and in here where these houses are, this was where St Paul's Church was, C of E. The other thing to point out, yes, this is Aincross Street. It still is to a lot of us, but look what they changed it to. There you go, it's changed. But on the other side of the road, it's still got the name above this shop over there, which I'll show you in a second. That'll be a bit hard to see, but it's still got the name of there. So down there is Aincross Street. Oh, and that's where the Rex was, by the way, or the Paragon. Before it was the Rex. But yeah, they've changed the names. Okay, let's move on. Right, so I've just looked at the churches and that, and you've just seen where the Rex was. And over the road, okay, you've got two white houses here. See it? One cream and one cream. And in the middle, that one, with the pebble dash on it, to be a surgery. So I'm assuming a doctor's of some kind that was in there. So if any of you do know or ever went there, this is Corporation Road. Okay, just let me know in the comments. Again, as you can see, this street is called that. But originally, no, this is Oliver Street. Very much changed, I would think. Because all the houses have totally, well, as you can see, they have definitely gone. Okay, I may have done this building before, but it's off a Responsive Avenue. This here is the Westlands Club, okay? But there is some other things around this area that I'm going to point out which are long gone. Okay, you've just seen the Westlands Club there. So if I turn this around, through that fence there, and where the car park is, behind the lodge, which is over there, okay, across the road from Wheelsby Woods. And then here, when I walk up to it, show you, through there, there was a miniature golf course, okay, where the car park is. You can see the car through the bars there. Yeah, there was a miniature golf course in there. I've walked a lot further now. I've just come over the Peaks Parkway. And what I'm going to show you is Peaks Tunnel cottages and where they once stood. So I'll give you an idea of where about some stood. Straight in front there is Wheelsby Woods. Behind me, I've just come over there. That's the Peaks Parkway, and you can get back on it down there and walk back into town if you want. Okay, so we're going down this way, and we're heading. You see the YMCA building there, roughly over that way, and I'm going to show you roughly where these cottages were. Okay, so I'm going to show you where Peaks Tunnel cottages were located, which is in this field. Right just in there. Okay, so I don't know how long ago it was demolished, but it definitely was in this field here. Okay, to the right to where the camera is, that's Peaks Parkway, and over that way to the left is Wheelsby Woods, and behind me is the old YMCA through the trees there, and there's some horses in that field, okay? And it's got the numbers 1 and 2 on it. Next to it, in this direction there, where the black soil is, there was a pond. Okay, they always had ponds to keep fish for feeding the sows. That's where they stored them. But yeah, you can't imagine, can you? A big cottages in there, but that's where they were. And as for the tunnel part, well, if anybody does know anything about that, now I'm assuming, and I'm probably wrong, that if you carried on down here, and here's a way out, okay, back onto Peaks Park where you can walk back into town basically. But was there a tunnel somewhere in this area? And is it still there? And a very good question, I really do not know. Why would it be there? What would be the idea of a tunnel? Thus the names of their cottages. Be interesting to find out, but if any of you do actually know, that'd be great. Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm on Wheelsby Road, next to Wheelsby Woods, and I'm stood here because in there, possibly that building, there was a hospital, and also there was a prisoner of war camp in there as well. Okay, there's information in there if you want to go and look at it. But was the hospital attached to that camp? If anybody does know That would be great. Okay. Okay, so now I'm here. Barrett's Recreation Ground. And this has all been recently refurbished. Brand new tennis courts in there. There's 4. But originally there was 8. Okay, so I'm going to show you where the other 4 once were. The actual ground's still there, but looks like they're not using it as tennis courts anymore. So let's go and have a quick look. So this is where the other 4 were located. In there. They've still got the markings down there, but it looks like it's not going to be used anymore. Where the camera is pointing and behind them trees, that is the Scaffer Road Cemetery through there. So now I'm going to take a look at an area which is through these trees there of a manor house that used to stand in there. Right, so let's go through here where these gates are, this way, and I'll show you where Highfield House was, which was in this field in here. It may have stretched a bit further through them trees, because remember these manor houses, villas, etc. were absolutely big back then, and it was in there. And straight through that way is Wintringham School, which first started off life as a girls' school. Okay, so let's move on. I've moved round now from where I showed you where the Highfield House was onto this lane, which leads all the way to Scaffer Road Cemetery up there. Now I'm wondering if this lane is fairly new or it's been here a long time. I couldn't tell you. I'm just walking through People's Park on my way into town. Oh, look at that tree there. That reminds me of a tree I saw on a film. If some of you watched it, you may know what film that is. Well, look at that. We've come to the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed that one. I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers to the channel. I really appreciate it. And on that note, I will see you all next time on the next video. Bye for now.